There's a wild conspiracy theory on some parts of the internet that Garcelle is crashing out over Bose and Dorit's friendship because it betrays her agenda to make Dorit look bad all the time. Is that true? Is Kyle still hung up on Mauricio or what? Because I get that they're taking a break during their separation and that during that time he has moved out into a bachelor condo to nest up, be himself and find out what to do next. And she, on the other hand, is getting used to navigating life without him in the beautiful marital home, while some of the kids have grown up to a point of moving out also. But on episode 3 on this season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I just got a sense that maybe she still wants them to work out and rekindle the romance and marriage we've all grown up watching. Because girl, why was she gagged when the producer asked during your confessional, is there any part of you that hopes you and Mo get back together? Would that make you happy? The speed at which her face changed and she said, I don't want to talk about that right now. Like, you could see a wave of sadness sweep through her body in that moment, and for me, it was sort of the same descent into sorrow I saw this one time on Watch What Happens Live. Andy Cohen had asked about how she feels about photos of Mauricio and her Dancing with the Stars partner, Emma Slater, being photographed holding hands and getting all cozy during their separation.
Yeah, that was, yes, that hurt my feelings.
Do you think something's going on there?
Holding hands like that. Andy, I really don't. Why are you doing this to me?
You need to calm down, Andy. They have unofficially given it 6 months because that's how long Mauricio's lease will last at the new place. Now, Mauricio came around to the house, and when I say it was sad, Kyle said in a confessional, I think for Mo saying to give it 6 months made it easy to transition from living here to go into the new place, and it also gives us the time to assess where we are at. You have your life, I have my life, and maybe we will reconvene. But while she's clear in the confessionals that this is the plan, the actual conversation with Mo was filled with subtext and discomfort, and also just sadness in that lady's eyes the entire time. Understandable, considering they've had a life together for 27 years. It's falling apart now though, and I think she's really starting to consider the reality of this being the very end. When discussing how PK had moved on into a nice place of his own in the middle of his own separation from Dorit, we found out that Mauricio has bought new furniture. And Kyle talks about how she was taken aback by that because, why are you buying all that furniture? Aren't you therefore give or take 6 months? Buying makes it feel so much more permanent than it should, considering what we've agreed on regarding this separation. The rest of the conversation was Kyle defaulting to the dynamic she's known forever with Mo, being a nurturing wife and a mother. Cool. She was inquiring about towels and the sheets at the new place and all of that, and he was really throwing it out that it's all good, I've got this. And that was definitely given that Mauricio is either doing really well in terms of holding up his own part of really focusing on oneself during the separation, or that he is done. Okay, he also seems to be having some fun setting up a new life as a bachelor and is putting in place the tools to break the codependency from Kyle. Shouldn't be surprising though, should it? Since Mauricio Umansky and Kyle Richards' separation, he has been linked to several women. Notably, Mauricio was spotted showing PDA with a mystery blonde woman in Mykonos earlier this year. He later confirmed that the lady Mo was seen kissing in Mykonos amid his separation from Kyle Richards has been identified as Nikita Khan. Now, Khan is a 33-year-old Ukrainian-American actress and model who's done a couple of things and a come up in Hollywood. The fact that she's 21 years younger than Mo is such a pipeline for me. In addition, there were past rumors involving his Dancing with the Stars partner Emma Slater, a skiing trip with Brazilian singer Anitta and an influencer Lele Pons, and a sighting with influencer Alexandria Wolf in Aspen. However, he has denied many of these alleged romantic connections, but that has not stopped the streets from talking. And maybe that's why both Kathy and Sutton have been saying, girl, you need to file for divorce from this man. In a conversation in a previous episode, both of them spoke some harsh sense into Kyle, talking about how we are essentially at a point where the prenup has to be revisited, and also where everything Kyle makes from this point moving forward should be hers alone, especially when Mauricio has already gotten so busy around town, and certainly after that conversation we saw in that episode. From the body language to the speculations, and now the lease and the furniture and all of that, that man will never be the sweet loving husband you've been with for almost 3 decades. Like, it's really sad, and the hopeless romantic in me wants nothing more than for them to rekindle their relationship and just get back together and be the Kyle and Mo we all grew up loving again. But Sutton and Erica have talked about how nasty the divorces can get. Sutton talked about how as soon as the money is involved, all that amicable lovey-dovey stuff can fly right out the window. And Kathy is saying that man has aged, let him go.
He has aged.
Less chaotic for me is PK and Dorit, and I think it's because he's kept his life outside Dorit and the show pretty private. We do not have as much of a sense of how he's navigating the new world, but he has seemed to be a little more resolute on the way forward with Dorit. He dropped the word single in the previous episode, and Dorit had a meltdown. He showed up at the dinner rocking a fresh fit and started discussing how he plans to get back in shape because he's single now. That too threw Dorit off her game, but the biggest blow was when he said, I won't be playing the game of talking 5 times a day with you every day. I was going to have to stop because Dorit, let's cut the codependency, please. Now, the streets have been speculating that Dorit and PK have been pretty much living separately from time to time for a while now, which is part of the reason he's setting up a place in LA was not as much of a hassle compared with Mo. We know that PK and Dorit Kemsley's separation has sparked speculation about their living arrangements and how PK's frequent travels may have impacted their relationship. Reports suggest that PK's extensive work travel, including prolonged stays in London, contributed to a sense of disconnection between the couple, particularly after the trauma of their 2021 home invasion. Dorit has acknowledged that PK was away during critical periods when she needed him the most, which only exacerbated the challenges they were already facing at the time. Now, there are also rumors that they have lived apart sporadically over the years, which some believe might have helped PK adjust to their separation more seamlessly. However, both have publicly stated that they are attending couples therapy and working on their relationship while prioritizing their children. Thing is though, we've also found out from this episode that PK is standing on business when he said, we need to stop talking 5 times a day. The issue though is that he brought it down from 5 times to 0. He doesn't want all that back and forth, girl. This is the same PK who could travel for weeks staying in London, and that's the same thing you complained about after the home invasion. I don't think that constant communication was ever one of his love languages, and I think it shows now. Should you be surprised? Because we are not. Now, moving on to, is Garcelle that bothered by Dorit that she's getting restless with the friendship with Boz? Comment down below, like and share this video, and subscribe now to the channel. I want to move on to a swift shift that I am seeing around Garcelle and some viewers who are finding her grudge a little overblown with Dorit. Like, I think this chat is crazy to me, but I've seen a lot of chatter around how Garcelle has insisted on making Dorit look like she's a racist, having called her an unconscious Karen that one time and all, and how because of that, Garcelle has remained a little too stiff and biased against Dorit in a way that maybe makes their dynamic feels beyond repair. At the heart of that is how Garcelle has been siding with Kyle in their feud with Dorit. Garcelle has seemed to be far more understanding towards Kyle around the Kathy Comes First BravoCon fiasco, to where in one interview on What Happens Live, Garcelle literally had to ask Kyle, girl, should I just side with you on this or what? Not in those words, but sort of. Now, I do think there's been some pettiness, but first of all, I don't remember Garcelle claiming anyone was racist on the show. She has called out certain things, especially with Dorit, but creating a narrative that she's racist was never on the table. We need to wrap it up around that because this is the same Dorit who talked about child brides. Remember that during season 13 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Dorit Kemsley sparked controversy when she referred to Crystal as a child bride due to her marriage to Bob Minkoff at the age of 24. Many viewers and Crystal herself found the comment inappropriate, with fans labeling it as a microaggression and pointing out its racial and social insensitivity. Again, I don't think Dorit had intentionally gone out of her way to make racially insensitive comments. I don't think so. But let's keep it real. There have been some ignorant moments over time. Love that she's acknowledged that and she's been working towards learning about other cultures and all of that. But Garcelle being on a campaign to make Dorit look racist is cap. But now, there's also the thing about Bozoma and Dorit having a beautiful friendship, and I've seen some takes on how Garcelle is bothered by that because it disproves the theory that she's initiated about Dorit. Now, Boz and Dorit zoned out of the table and started talking about Dorit's experiences with PK during their separation, like a girl-to-girl chat that did not require group participation. We don't need an ensemble for everything. It did bother Garcelle though. I get bugged at to the point of asking around why they are not included in the conversation. Later, when catching up with Sutton and them, Garcelle talked about how Dorit is basically blocking them from experiencing Boz because she sees Boz as a clean slate to open up, but that they too want to get to know her and need to see how to maneuver things around for that to happen. Now, I did think that was hella weird. Okay, I'll say that. Garcelle really needs to be calming all the way down. No one is stopping you from getting to know Boz. Dorit and Boz have had an organic chemistry, and that's okay. it's okay. Where some of you begin to lose me is in the implication that Garcelle is bothered by that friendship because she wants people to believe that Dorit does not mess with black women like that. Now, all the talk about how since there's a new fabulous black cast member in town, some of the people are getting bold about this being the beginning of her loss with favor on the show. That's so crazy in so many ways. What are your thoughts? Share your thoughts in the comments down below. Like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching all the way up to here. Until next time, ciao.